Hey everyone, Kyle here, Collecting America's Pastime. Hope you guys are having a great Saturday. I am absolutely exhausted. I spent all day at a card show that the card shop I work at was hosting. I worked the booth and the trailer with them, and it was an absolute blast. I love that card shop. It's so much fun. The people are great. Uh, yeah, I love it. But yeah, it was the first show they had hosted. It went really well. Foot traffic was pretty solid. We sold some cards, had some great conversations with people who were there. They actually rebranded. It was the announcement of their rebranding. From Grand Slam Sports to Cards in the Land, as you can see on my shirt. And so that was exciting. Yeah, buddy of mine, John from Tobacco Row, stopped by. Boy, did he bring a surprise with him. So John, Tobacco Row is a pre-war Facebook group. It's very exclusive. But I mean that helps keep it very tight knit, and it's a great group of guys. And John and I have known each other virtually for I think like 7 or 8 years now, and he's from the Cleveland area. We had never met in person. I think we tried previously, but it never worked out with national and some other stuff. So um, yeah, that's okay because he was able to stop by today. He brought a little surprise with him. First time ever holding a T206 plank. Um, I might have been my first time ever seeing a T206 plank in person. But that was really cool of him to bring that by. He had a couple other cards, E95 Cobb, and then an air print T206 where the back was, I think, multiple types of backs printed on one. It was really cool. But John, fantastic meeting you. Thank you very much for bringing the plank and the other cards to see. And boy, did that surprise the heck out of my boss and the owners and the manager. So uh, just a really fun time. And yeah, hope we do that again. So uh, before I get into my mail days, I wanted to mention Jose Ramirez. Congratulations to him on becoming the fourth ever third baseman to finish top three in the MVP voting four or more times in his career. Um, Mike Schmidt, Brooks Robinson, and George Brett are the other three. So anybody who says that Jose Ramirez is not on the Hall of Fame trajectory is absolutely wrong. I mean, he's basically solidified at this point. So congrats to the goat J Ram, and then Stephen Vogt. Congrats to him on becoming the first legitimate back-to-back manager of the year in the American League. Kevin Cash accomplished it once before, but one of the seasons was COVID, and I don't count really anything from COVID being legitimate. Um, and there were a couple other managers that have accomplished that, but I think one or two. Bobby Cox was one. I forget who the other was, but they were both National League. So Stephen Vogt, first 2 years as the Guardians manager, both years manager of the year. 15 and a half game comeback with two players betting against themselves in Luis Ortiz and Emmanuel Clase. Um, Won the division over Detroit. Detroit choked. Cleveland took it, and it was beautiful. And yeah, it's been quite the first 2 years for Voter. So hopefully the Guardians can sign some players and actually build around Jose and really give Vote a team to make some deep playoff runs here. So uh, this will be my last one of my last mail day videos for quite some time. I think I am only expecting to have one, maybe two or three more at most here in the near future, and then I will be saving for either anything scarce that pops up that works out for the budget, or Strongsville. So anybody going to Strongsville, feel free to reach out to me. Definitely going to be there at least one day, hopefully two, and looking forward to meeting many of you that I have not gotten the chance to meet over the years. So since coming back to YouTube and back into the hobby in the last couple months, you guys have welcomed me back with open arms, and actually more so than even I was involved with before. And um, you guys have just been awesome. So appreciate all the group chats I've been in, all the video calls I've been a part of, and looking forward to doing that more and more, getting to know more and more of you prior to Strongsville, and hopefully meeting a bunch of you in person at Strongsville. So let's get into the mail days. So first up, we're going to start off with some bangers. These are all from Net54. The first one is a 1933 R305 Tattoo Orbit Jesse Haynes. Net54 has those sections for auctions that people can post. So they will list a card, they'll put an end date and time on it, and then you can just post in the thread what your bid is. And it's a little more of an analog auction style, but it works. And I saw this Tattoo Orbits Jesse Haynes. Don't have a Jesse Haynes for the Cooperstown collection, and I like going with scarcer issues. Tattoo Orbits would accomplish that. And I wanted this card so badly that I actually pulled up my phone and was using a world clock to count down to the final, to the actual seconds to know when to make my final post. And I think I posted with 10 seconds till 9 p.m. and 9 p.m. was when the auction ended. I ended up winning it. So before it shipped, I actually reached out to the seller and asked if he had any other pre-war Hall of Famers, and he had a 1936 R314 Goudy wide pen, Al Simmons. He told me that it was mine for $10 more, and I said sure. So I can't beat a pre-war Hall of Famer, especially when you don't have for under $50, and especially for $10. I mean, that's just unbelievable. So shout out to Jason, Everyday Card Collector. He's done a lot of videos recently on some oversized issues, especially the Goudy wide pens, and they are phenomenal issues. I was actually talking to him about this card when I had gotten it. So, and Jason has been phenomenal to get to know and talk with recently. So shout out to him. If you don't follow him, please follow him. He is certainly worth the follow. And then lastly, from Net54 is the 1933 R300 George Miller. This is a Chick Hafey, and it is a canceled version, I believe. So these were redemption cards that the ones that were not redeemed were marked somehow. So they either cut off the bottom, or they put tiny hole punches through it. And this one, I believe, was canceled by cutting off the bottom. And it's certainly well loved. This thing has been ridden hard and put away wet, but it is just a fantastic card, very scarce set. And if you can find these for under 3 figures, you capitalize on that. And that is what I did with this. So shout out to the seller. He was fantastic. And yeah, I love this card. This is my first ever R300 George Miller. So again, scarcity being a huge target for the Cooperstown collection, this accomplishes that. So, and also the Jesse Haynes is my first ever Tattoo Orbits. So excited about both of those. Actually, all 3 of those. Next up, we have a pickup from the card shop. So last Saturday, I was working through the vintage cards, the vintage collection that we had brought in. I think I was pulling out one of the 80s sets that we got and working on putting it into a box. And a customer was opening up a box of Topps Finest basketball, and I overheard him say that he pulled an Enrique Freeman, and I, my ears perked up. I stood up and asked, went over and talked to him, and he goes, "You know who Enrique Freeman is?" And I said, "Oh, heck yeah." And I told him the full story about Enrique Freeman, Akron, walk-on, MAC Player of the Year, honorable mention All-American, and now plays in the NBA, and told him I PC him. And I ended up buying a card from the shop to trade him for that Enrique Freeman, because he said he wasn't going to keep it, but he also wasn't going to give it to the shop. He was just going to take it with him and then probably put it in a box and never look at it again. And so another Enrique Freeman rookie card for the collection, and appreciate the customer for that, and just another awesome opportunity that has come from working at the card shop, which is again just a blessing, and I'm so appreciative to the owners and manager for allowing me to have that job. So next up, we have quite a few mail days from eBay. First up is a 2002 Fleer Platinum Jim Thome game used bat piece. I have a huge Thome PC, for those of you who don't know, and I also apologize for any background noise with my dogs. They are playing. But I have a huge Thome PC. One of the videos, after I get through these final mail days, one of the videos I'm going to make is actually showcasing my Thome PC. And I'm going to showcase the Thome PC, and it's quite the collection. Nothing, super high end, but just very thorough, and you'll see why once I showcase it. But I don't believe I had one of these. It was really cheap. What I was doing was targeting some Jose Ramirez cards, and to not just add to my PC, but also add to my kids' PC. And what I do is I previously bought a huge, couple different collections of Pokemon cards, and we homeschool, so I built homemade packs out of the Pokemon cards, and the kids can either earn money from chores or doing schoolwork and stuff like that, and as we have a chart, and as they accomplish certain tasks, they get X amount of money, and then they can buy a pack or packs from the home shop. It's cheaper than buying actual Pokemon packs. It accomplishes the same thing for them as what a Pokemon pack would accomplish, and then they love it. It works really well. What I'm working on is building that same principle for baseball cards, and I don't just want a bunch of junk cards. I want cards they would like, and Jose Ramirez is their favorite player, so at least one of their favorite players. And so I was targeting some Jose's, and some of the sellers had some stuff that I could add in for relatively cheap. Took the shipping cost per card way down, and the Thome bat piece was one of those. Another one was a couple Travis Bazanas here. He was the number 1 draft pick in 2024, first ever number 1 pick in Cleveland history, and we're expecting big things from him here in Cleveland. I also got an Ichiro refractor. I got a 90s Pudge Rodriguez insert. 90s inserts, I think, are super underrated, and just added to the Hall of Fame project, even though I already had a Pudge Rodriguez and an Ichiro. Like I said, I got a bunch of Jose's. I got enough for at least my oldest daughter and my middle daughter for their collections, and most of them I got enough for also my son as well, even though he's only he'll be 7 months and 2 days, so that's crazy. I also got a 2022 Home Field Advantage Jose Ramirez. This is a case hit. I mentioned this previously in another video. I have a 2025 version of this, and now I got the 2022 version. The only one I'm missing, I believe, is the Topps Chrome from 2025. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, if there are other Home Field Advantages for Jose Ramirez, but I love this card. I love case hits. I love cards that have scarcity without actually being numbered for scarcity, and I think these are pretty cool. So on top of that, I got a Heart of the City card. I got a bunch of these for me and my kids. I think Jose Ramirez is the quintessential poster child for Heart of the City, for what he means to Cleveland, how he plays the game, just who he is as a person. perfect representation for Cleveland, especially for this card. So next up, I got a 2018 Leaf Cleveland National Shohei Ohtani rookie. So I've been kind of going through and targeting rookie cards from the future surefire Hall of Famers that I don't have. I have almost all of them now that are guaranteed to be Hall of Famers when they retire. Shohei Ohtani was one I didn't have. I didn't want to spend a ton of money on it. I got this for like $5-7, and what I love about it is it says Cleveland on the back because it was from the Cleveland National. It also compares him to Babe Ruth on the back, which is such an accurate comparison, and I love that. It talks about that. So, cool card, very cheap, accomplished the goal. Next up, we're going pre-war here. I got a 1939-46 Exhibit Salutations Hank Greenberg. This is the Truly Yours variant. I forget what the other variation says, but I like the Truly Yours. This was insanely cheap off eBay. And Hank Greenberg's not exactly the easiest to collect. I think it's B. Roth that collects Greenberg, if I'm not mistaken, and he can probably attest to that. A lot of his stuff gets pretty pricey pretty quick. So super stoked to obtain that and knock him off the Cooperstown list. So next up, we're going back to modern. This is another rookie card of a future Hall of Famer I didn't have. This is a Bowman Platinum Mike Trout rookie card. Self-explanatory. It's Mike Trout. It's a rookie card, or whatever you want to call it. And then we have these are 1928 Men of America booklets. So this was a lot that I bought. I think there's 52 in the set, and 49 of the 52 came in this, and in this lot. And I bought it for the Kennesaw Landis. Kennesaw Landis was the first commissioner of baseball. He is obviously a Hall of Famer, Hall of Fame pioneer executive. I forget what they would label him as. But this is the only piece from his commissioner days. So I did not realize how small this was. These, just for your reference, if anybody's looking to collect one of these, they fit in 1970s tall boy basketball top loaders, which is really awesome because it fits right in my box. So, I bought it for the Landis. There was 48 other booklets that came with it. I kept one of them, or one of the other ones, Harvey Firestone. Harvey Firestone, founder of Firestone, huge ties to Akron. Firestone was headquartered in Akron for a very, very long time. It's a really cool piece. The other 47 I'm actually selling, and that is what John was actually coming to the card show to pick up. He bought 45 of them from me, and they're really cool pieces of history. So on top of the booklets, these came in a really cool case. As you can see, it's very elegant design, very 1920s. It's like a wooden box essentially, but it looks really, really cool. My wife has allowed me to display that on the main floor, so that's awesome of her. And this is just a really cool piece to look at, cool conversation piece. And then in addition, it came with an income tax statement or request. Whoever bought this apparently made over the $1,500 minimum required to, be required to file income taxes. And just a really cool little piece of history there. So I love these booklets. If you're looking for these, they're available on eBay. And like I said, I'm actually selling the other two. It's the Robert Jones and Rogers Hornsby booklet, and then what was the other one? Walter Camp was the other one. So if anybody's interested in that, before I throw it on eBay, let me know, and we can talk about it. Next up, we have these two came together. The first one is a 1972 in action Roberto Clemente. So as I mentioned in the previous video, my target for Clemente, at least up front, is to collect all of the ones that say, all of his cards that say Roberto on them, since he hated the name Bob, allegedly. I like to honor him with collecting his Roberto cards. This is the only one from 72 I didn't have. I have the main 72, so really cool to get this. But it also came with a 1950 Bowman early win. I paid, I think, $7 for the pair. I thought that was a really good price. Don't worry, it didn't come from Dean's Cards. If it would have come from Dean's Cards, it would have cost me an arm, a leg, and probably my next born child. So that's, yeah, I digress. I have an early win, but I think it's from a 63 post serial. And so getting the 1950 Bowman version accomplishes two goals. Number one, it gets an earlier version for the Cooperstown project on top of knocking off one of his Cleveland cards as I'm doing my Cleveland run. So it obviously has, paper loss from being taped to something, but that's okay. To me, it doesn't take away from the eye appeal. None of the main image was affected, and that's what matters to me. So, and then lastly, we have quite a few cards from Greg Morris cards. So I had one target in here that started this whole purchase. Like I said, I like to kind of take out some of the shipping cost per card by bundling cards together. And Greg Morris charges $5 per ship, or $5 to ship per, I think, every 20 cards or 40 cards or something like that, which is phenomenal. And I was targeting one of these hard for the Cooperstown project. Let's see, 5 others popped up that were, that ended up being really good prices in the end, in my opinion. And then another one popped up that was also for the Cooperstown project. So without further ado, the first one was a 1959 MVP Nellie Fox. I have Nellie Fox for the Cooperstown project, but right now I'm kind of focused, as I'm throwing in these extra cards, focused on snagging early 60s and 50s Hall of Famers. I think they're just great cards. So love the 55 or 59 MVP. Next up, we have the 1958 All-Star Eddie Matthews. Again, just trying to get earlier with my Hall of Famers. I forget what Matthews I have already. 60s for sure, but didn't have anything from the 50s. So then we have a 1966 second year Tony Perez. Most of my Tony Perez are either 70s or 80s. And this being his second year card, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, his rookie card is a multiplayer as well. So this is his first solo card. Stoked to add this. I think I love the rookie cup on Topps cards, and don't have too many of them. So this is pretty cool to add. Then I have a 1960 Bill Mazeroski. I just thought this was a great card. Again, at a great price. 1961 Warren Spahn. Again, just trying to get earlier, and I think my other Spawn, actually take that back. My other Spawn is in exhibits, so that doesn't fit in the my box that I keep my Cooperstown project in. So I wanted to snag one that I could put in the box. The exhibit stays in the binder. So yeah, and then the last two were the ones I was actually targeting for the Hall of Fame project. First up being the big one, 1961 Sandy Koufax. Needed a Sandy Koufax for the Cooperstown project. He's obviously a big name. His cards keep going up in price. This one's very well loved, but again, this one was all about value, and I think the eye appeal on it's actually pretty good. Just for me personally, it's pretty well centered, and yes, it's worn, but that's okay. It's a Koufax. And then we have a 1970s TCMA all-time greats Larry McPhail. I believe these were produced from 73 to 80. I believe it falls right outside of when he was an actual executive, but that's okay. It's one of his earliest, if not the earliest copy or card you can get of him. Yeah, it was $1. So I'm not going to complain there. So thank you, Greg Morris Cards, for shipping these, and just a fantastic lot of cards. The spreadsheet progress is up to 198 out of 351 Hall of Famers. That's good for 56.41%, which is just insane considering how far we've come so in such a little time. I have 199 on the way. I don't know what 200 is, so I'm looking forward to snagging that, and like I said, then taking a break and kind of saving for anything that's super scarce or that pops up, or hopefully just Stronsville. So thank you very much for watching. Feel free to comment below what your favorite pickup of mine was, and looking forward to bringing you another video here soon. So live free, dream big. Talk to you next time.